Trump claims clear victory after Supreme Court says his Muslim travel ban can go into effect now against people without U.S. ties. Supreme Court justice will act on Trump's travel ban in the fall and allow a major part of it to go into effect immediately. Refugees and others from six Muslim majority countries who already have a bona fide relationship with legal U.S. residents will be allowed to come while the case is pending. The lower court's injunction will apply only to those people who have no U.S. ties. Rumors are abound in Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy, who is 80 years old, may announce his retirement on Monday. Trump and Press Secretary Sean Spicer both called the outcome a 9-0 decision, although the court didn't say how large a majority of the justices approved it. President Donald Trump took a victory lap on Monday after the Supreme Court restored most of the executive order banning incoming travel from six terror-prone countries. Today's unanimous Supreme Court decision is a clear victory for our national security, the president said in a statement shortly after the High Court ruled it allows the travel suspension for the six terror-prone countries and the refugee suspension to become largely effective. The Supreme Court said it will decide in the fall whether or not the travel ban is constitutional. Liberal state attorney general have argued that it amounts to a religious test for entry into the U.S. since the affected countries all have Muslim majorities. The court said that while the wheels of justice turn, Trump administration can enforce executive order against anyone from those nations who doesn't already have bona fide relationship with the U.S. citizen or legal residents. The stopgap measure announced Monday morning is largely a victory for Trump, who will be allowed, at least temporarily, to stem the following immigrants and refugees from Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen. Trump has said he would put his ban in effect 72 hours after the Supreme Court gives him the green light. Technically, the justice left a lower court injunction in place, but only for people whose cases mirror those of the original plaintiffs, meaning foreign nationals who have a credibility claim of a bona fide relationship with the persons or entity in the United States, which meaning if you have relatives and stuff like that. All other foreign nationals are subject to provisions of the executive order, the court ruled. Yeah, the president looked happy there. Supreme Court of the U.S. particular allows travel ban. The Supreme Court has ruled to allow the Trump administration's 90-day travel ban, in part stopping foreign nationals from six countries in the Middle East and Africa from entering the U.S. unless they have close relationship with a person or entity in the country. Well, that does make sense in a way, but then again, you still have to be. Then again, you still have to be sort of skittish, even though if they may have relatives in the U.S., you know, it would be, I would be a little skittish myself, but I can understand that they got relatives, you know, or if they have legal reason to be here in the United States, you can't keep them out. So I agree with them there to a certain extent, but they still need to vent them a little bit, vent them a little bit when they come into the United States and ask them questions and stuff like that if they're here to visit relatives. Because I know some of the people in Syria and Iran and over in all these areas, I know there are people from the United States that go over there and they work, and people from over there come over here to work. Uh, that's what they were talking about when they first did this, that somebody that actually had green cards, passports, and all that stuff, you know, they detained them and all this, that, and the other thing, and that's where Trump ran into trouble with this in the first place. But now I guess they're going to pass it for him, and I guess they get to vent the people that they want to keep in the United States and the ones that already have their passports and stuff like that. That uh, this right here, if they have a close relationship with a person or entity in the country, I guess they're okay to come and go freely from these uh, countries. And if they pass the smell test, that's good enough for me. But the rest of them coming from these countries and stuff like this, I guess they're going to have to be vetted properly and stuff like that, and which is good. The way things are going on in this world, you can't trust people from other countries. That's the reason why that wall needs to be built between Mexico and the United States to stop everything. And I hope that happens. And until next time, people, this is Terry.